welcome. Today's focus is retail operations, customer experience, marketing in a regulated industry, and simply building your cannabis business. Today we are talking commitment, connection, and vision. My name is Latasha Holbrook, and I am the founder of Life is a Style Cafe, a cannabis-infused wellness cafe based in Baltimore. First, thank you, Professor Michelle, for inviting me. I am so excited to be here with you all and to go ahead and dive right into things. Today's topic focus again is entrepreneurship, retail operations, customer experiences, building your cannabis brand, as well as marketing under a regulated industry. A little bit about me is that I have a brand that builds coffee, cannabis, culture, and wellness rituals into one place. My idea and vision was to create a luxury wellness lounge where people feel safe and supported, but not only connected to the product, but to themselves and the community. For me, one of my biggest challenges was realizing that funding doesn't show up when you think it should. I had investors I was waiting on, a timeline that didn't match my expectations. But I had to understand that vision is all that you need. I've learned that having my vision is just enough to keep pushing through. I've learned in real time that no one is exempt from hard times. I actually had to reset my soft launch, not once, but twice. I even hired a staff. I had to deal with disappointments. I had to deal with delays. But if I can keep going, so can you. And that's the message I want you to hold on to. If I can push through trials, so can you. I've had to remind myself so many times that delays are not denials. They are part of the journey. So, here's to you creating your journey. Now, let's move on to regulations, retail operations, and customer experiences, because this is where vision meets reality. Running a cannabis business or a dispensary isn't just about selling products, because it is way more than that. It's about creating an experience. When someone walks through your door or when someone receives one of your products, you're not just giving them cannabis. You are truly shaping how they feel in that moment, how safe they feel, and whether they want to come back to you. In the cannabis industry, one of the biggest challenges is regulations. Every day, regulations change. This is not like operating a regular store or a clothing store or just a food store. What you can do this month, you may not can do next month. So you always have to be willing to adapt, willing to be flexible. Compliance is not paperwork, it's a mindset. Remember that. For example, when I was preparing for my soft launch, Maryland completely changed their regulations. That means I had to completely change how I tested my products, labeled my products, how I had to infuse my products. They completely changed the THC beverage guidelines. So I had to revamp. I literally had to stop, rework my menu, and adjust before I could move forward. Another example is marketing restrictions. 1 week, your content may be fine on social media, and the next week, your post gets flagged, or your account can even get shadow banned. Over the years, I can tell you, my business had a total of 5 business accounts. I promise, if you go to our Instagram right now, it says page number 5. Just follow, because we got so tired of constantly redoing our bio, constantly redoing our page. At this point, just follow us. Even with my personal account, I had over 4 different personal accounts. One of my accounts had over 10K followers. Gone. As soon as I woke up, it was gone. You literally have to learn how to operate creatively within the rules. Compliance is not paperwork, it's the mindset. You have to build flexibility in your business model, because cannabis is still a new and evolving industry. Everyday changes will happen. So you have to constantly get flexible, constantly be able to adapt. Compliance is not paperwork, it's a mindset. But here's the encouragement I want to give you. Even though regulations can feel like barriers, they are also opportunities. So use them, people. Every time new rules come, it's a chance to show your resilience, your ability to adapt, and your commitment to doing the right thing. And let me stop and tell you this right now. This is what sets #1 businesses apart from the businesses that are going to fail. Compliance is not paperwork, it's a mindset. So here are a few practical things I have learned to stay in compliance. For one, inventory management. Having the right POS system is key. A good POS system allows you to track these 4 things, so please write them down. They allow you to track your products, your sales, your taxes, as well as allow you to create memberships. That matters not just for sales, but for compliance and making sure that you keep your connections. Staff training. Staff training is everything. Your team needs to know compliance, learning the right verbiage, learning the right language. Hospitality, making sure your customers feel seen, safe, and secure. Education, making sure your staff knows what to say. It is not enough just to serve, but these people are your front line, your educator, your culture carriers. Understanding yourself as a boss in the cannabis industry. Does your staff need badging? Who will operate, or who is the right person to handle your staff's payroll? Who will you have do background checks? These are key. Understanding your staff, the development of your training structure is important. And last but not least, your customer experience. People should feel welcomed, they should feel safe, and they should also feel like they are a part of your community. That energy is what builds loyalty, not just products. And here's the lesson I want you to remember in this industry. Compliance and connections go hand in hand. You can't have longevity without both. Running a cafe equals creating an experience. Inventory management, that is POS tracking. Your infused products, your non-infused products, your staff training, compliance, hospitality, education, your customer experiencing. Like I said, 3 key opponents. Welcome, safe, community centered. This is your key in retail operations, okay? But compliance and connections go hand in hand. Like I said, you cannot have longevity without them both. If you don't stay compliant, you won't last. If you don't build connections, you won't grow. You need both to create your perfect brand. You can have the most beautiful branding, the most best Instagram page. I mean, you can have the best products. Your packaging can be the best packaging I've ever seen in my life. But if you're not compliant, it will all come crashing down. Compliance protects your license, your reputation, and your future. Compliance keeps you open. Connections keep you growing, and longevity equals balance of both. But at the same time, compliance alone won't make people fall in love with you or your business. Connections is what matters. Connections is where people walk in and feel safe, feel seen, feel like they're a part of something bigger. And like I said, longevity equals balance of both. In this industry, you need both. If you only focus on compliance, you'll be rigid and you'll forget the people. And if you only focus on connections, you'll risk losing everything you've built. So what is the secret? Balance. Build a business where rules are respected and people are loved. That's the formula. That's the key. That's the formula for rising, and that's the formula I use as a standard for Life as a Style Cafe. This is the key. Building a business where rules are respected and people are safe. So class, remember this, okay? And make sure you write this down. Compliance keeps you open, but connections keep you growing. Now that we have talked about compliance and connections, let's move into something that's just as important, which is marketing. Marketing in a highly regulated industry means what? Restrictions. But restrictions equal what? Opportunities for creativity. Marketing cannabis is not like marketing clothes. We face unique restrictions every single day. For example, you can't run a Facebook ad the same way a restaurant can. Instagram may flag your post even if you don't even use the word cannabis. And don't get me started on traditional platforms. Billboards, radio stations, they often come with strict rules or they do not allow cannabis at all. So when you think of how do we stand out, how do we tell our story, you lean on these three components. Focus on storytelling, community building, and education over selling. Like I said, focus on these three components: storytelling, education, and community. For me, I don't just market a product. I market a lifestyle. Life as a Style is not just a coffee shop. It's about healing. It's about luxury. It's about ritual. It's about community. That means my posts are not just saying, buy this drink. They are saying, here is how this drink fits into my lifestyle. Here is how this drink fits into my wellness. Here is how this drink fits into my connection. You go on our Instagram page right now. You'll see every Monday is Monday Rituals. How are you stepping into the week? What air, what energy, what intentions are you putting out there? Wellness Wednesday. Every single day, we tell you how our products help you in your life. Testimony Tuesday. Just like in the beginning, what did I give you guys? My testimony, my story. Both of those go hand in hand. Your testimony, your brand. You are the brand. You are the advertisement. You are the testimony. So let me tell you how these three strategies work within regulations. Storytelling, share your journey. Be transparent about the ups and downs. People connect more with the human behind the brand more than the product itself. Community building. So you can do what? Host events or partner with local businesses. You can create moments where people can engage with your brand offline. A post can get deleted, but your in-person experience, that stays with someone forever. So, last but not least, education. When we say education, we mean education over selling. Okay, that means you want to teach your audience about the product, how to safely consume the product, what is the difference between this product being infused and it not being infused. How about the culture about what this strain comes from, the history behind it, the history of cannabis. Educate your customers. When you educate, you build trust. And when you build trust, you build longevity. And trust is the most powerful marketing tool there is. At the end of the day, restrictions may try to limit you on what you say, but they cannot stop you from how you show up. They will not stop us from showing up as who we are. We don't just push a product. We share a story. We build a lifestyle. The businesses that last are the ones that find creative, authentic ways to connect with the people, even when the rules are stacked against them. So remember, sharing a story, build the lifestyle, and let your values do the talking. That is how you thrive in cannabis marketing. Now, let's talk about entrepreneurship in cannabis, because this is where the rubber meets the road. And I have to be real with you guys. Okay, this is not easy. Okay, the industry may look like glitz and glam. Oh, we smoking, we having a good time. But in reality, this industry will test you more than you could ever imagine. So you must have these 3 requirements. Okay, patience, creativity, and the will to fight. Okay, sometimes you have to get in the grip. And that means that you have to pivot, you have to protect, you have to look for different ways for investors, and you have to think of non-traditional ways to be funded. You have to get creative. The first challenge is funding. Traditional banks do not want to touch cannabis business, even hemp companies. So sometimes you have to get creative, whether that's alternative lenders, whether that's private investors, crowdfunding, or even leaning on your community. So building that community, building that trust, educating people will also help when you go to build your next thing. When you go to build your next thing, you are already a brand, so people will already trust you. People will already look at you like you are somebody that we believe in. Truly, at some point, I went through this by myself, on my own, and sometimes I'm still going through this same thing. I remember just being a few thousands of dollars away from being fully funded, and I had to hold on to faith while I was waiting for the right partner. I promise you, none of us are exempt from hard times. Another big lesson is you have to pivot. You have to pivot. Nothing goes exactly as planned. Regulations shift, investors delay, a vendor might even fall through. For me, I told you guys I had to change my opening date so many times. And you know what? That didn't break me. It built me. Because I learned that delays are not what? Not denials. The third truth is about wellness. Building a cannabis business can consume you if you let it. Burnout is real. Okay? You have to protect your wellness. Avoid burnouts. Okay? If you're holy, maybe you need to pray. If you're more spiritual, maybe it's stillness. If you not neither, maybe it's just setting intentions. Maybe it's just journaling, writing some things down. But you cannot pour into your business if you are running on empty. So you have to lead yourself as much as you lead your team. So please protect your wellness and make sure that you are not burning out. Also, hybrid investors, understanding that you may have the opportunity to present yourself in front of these investors. learning the right verbiage, understanding, okay, if I have an investor, what is different ways than a natural lender? Okay, well, maybe I offer revenue share. Maybe I'll offer another alternative into how I would pay my lender back. Okay? That is key. Now, when we go into the future of cannabis, so when you think about opening a cannabis business, where is the opportunity at? Where can we grow in the cannabis business? How would I structure my cannabis business? The cannabis industry, like I said, is still young. It's evolving and thriving and growing every day. So that means that it's room for so many new ideas. So fresh energy, new innovation, new ideas, new spark. How can I take one thing and include cannabis? So maybe your path is fashion. Maybe your path is marketing. Maybe your path is something like tech and packaging. Or maybe you're like me. You feel called to the Health and Wellness Center. Whatever it is, entrepreneurship is about seeing the gap and filling it in with only something you can create. Something that you can create. Do not look at it as I'm going to use someone else's approach and do the same thing, because someone else's journey is not your journey. How fast someone moves, how slow someone moves, how long someone is in business, how short, everybody's journey is different. So never look at someone else's journey or their opportunities and look and say, this is what my opportunity needs to be. As an entrepreneur, see the gaps. See what is missing. See how you can fill it with something that supports you in the long run. I'll share one of my approach. When I think about investors, or when I think about my business or how I do things, I offer a hybrid model. It allows me to be flexible when it comes to my opportunities. It allows me to be more accessible to the different kinds of partners while protecting my vision. But also, I am in a health and wellness industry where I know my demand is needed. So many people suffer from lupus, cancer, mental disorder, autism. So many people have different issues that they are using opioids to numb themselves with. I give you a fresh approach. My vision is nobody else's vision. And that's what being an entrepreneur is. Building a structure that works for you, but one that is not copying anyone else's blueprint. You are the blueprint. You are the vision. Go in and focus on your vision, how you can do things. Even if you see someone else's and you say, oh, okay, well, I see their concept, but maybe I can do it this way. That's fine too. Understanding how to see the gap, see the vision, and simply execute it. So here's my encouragement. If you feel called in this industry, don't wait for it to be easy. Don't wait for the idea to feel perfect and things to feel just right. Because I'm here to tell you, it won't be. It never will be. But if you move with passion, patience, and persistence, it will all be worth it. And if I can build Life as a Style Cafe and be sitting right here giving you a lecture, then you can do anything too. Because through all the setbacks, all the shifting regulations, you can build whatever vision you want to carry. So, remember, cannabis is every day evolving. This industry is growing every day. Entrepreneurs are the ones who evolve it. Leaders like you. Some other areas of growth that can be within the cannabis industry that I forgot to mention was technology, law, finance, events, and like I said, education, because education is important. Not everyone has to touch the plant. So just because you think about opening a cannabis business, that doesn't mean that you have to sell cannabis. It doesn't even mean that you have to consume cannabis on your own. I focus on the importance of the plant. Drinking the plant, using the plant correctly. We're not just smoking to escape. So understanding how you can use the plant. You don't have to sell it. You don't have to be corner boys. You don't have to sell infused drinks. You can cook with it. You can make body butter. You can make body shampoo. You can make stuff for people's dogs. You can make stuff for people's cats. You can make stuff for people sleeping. You can use CBD. You can use hemp. You don't have to use cannabis, and you do not have to do the old way. Cannabis is an evolving industry. It's so many components of cannabis. So please keep that in mind. Not everyone has to touch the plant directly to thrive in this industry. Some of the biggest success stories are the businesses that support the infrastructure around cannabis. And that's where policy and social equity matter. The future of cannabis also depends on leaders who will fight for their licensing, their fight for innovation, their fight for impact in the community, and the fight for diversity in every level. If you step into this place, you're not just building a business. You're helping shape the culture in the future. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that alone is so powerful. So, bottom line, the future belongs to those who balance compliance, creativity, and culture. That's where longevity is. And like I told you before, compliance keeps you open, connections keep you growing, and vision keeps you moving forward. So stay curious, keep learning, lead with integrity. People will remember how you made them feel. Build with values. Let your story guide your brand. Be the brand. You are the brand. Get you some shirts made. Your logo is important. When you think of your logo, think about, hey, I can see somebody wearing that with a shirt on it down the street. I can see somebody holding a mug with that. I can see somebody wearing some pants with my logo on it. Think big. Go big. Don't think small. You are the future. The future belongs to you. Your path in cannabis doesn't have to look like anybody else's. Some of you may become store owners, others may become marketers, others entrepreneurs building the next big brand. Whatever your lane is, remember this. The industry is wide open and it's still young. Every day is growing. Regulations change every day, so we must stay flexible. We must be able to adapt. We must stay curious because the industry changes. The more we learn, the more valuable you become. Lead with integrity. Like I told you, people may forget your product. They may forget what you sold, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And build with values. Don't chase trends. Be true to yourself. We ain't chasing the fame. We ain't chasing the money. We are not in this industry because of the money. We are in this industry because of how the cannabis makes people feel and how it makes us feel providing the cannabis for us. We are in cannabis because we want to educate people. We are in cannabis because we care about the plant. We are not smoking just to escape people. We are educating. We are storytelling. We are showing people an alternative way of healing themselves. So, build something that reflects who you are. Build something that reflects your story. Build something that your lifestyle believes in. Build something that you can wake up every single day and say, This is my lifestyle. This is how I use this plant in my lifestyle, and now I can share with other people to use in this plant with their lifestyle. So with that being said, if you didn't learn anything from me today, let it be these 3 things. Compliance will keep you open. Connections will keep you growing. And vision will keep you moving forward. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my story and my journey. I can't wait to see the incredible path you all carve out in this industry. The cannabis needs your voice, your vision, your ideas, and your leadership. Now, before I go, I would like for you guys to create a mini customer experience plan. I want you to stop and imagine that you own your own shop, your own dispensary, your own delivery service, whatever you want to do in cannabis. Picture yourself stepping into that space. What makes that space unique? Write it down. Also write down, how will you make customers feel welcome? How can you stand out? What do you want customers to take away when they leave from you? And the last but not least, what's one complex step you'll highlight? Okay? So when we think about staying compliant, when we think about storytelling, when we think about being our brand, what is one thing that you want to highlight? This will allow you to both operate as the operator, the founder, the investor. This is me. This is my business, the brand. But it will also allow you to be the community builder. What am I doing? What am I changing? How am I offering something different to the world? So once you do that, you will have the vision, and that is just one step further to your journey. Remember, guys, delays are not denials. They are a part of your journey. So here's to creating your journey. Thank you so much. My name is Latasha Holbrook. I am the owner of Life is a Style Cafe. And always remember, people, it is not a habit, it's a life.